Hey, what's up? What's going on? It's your girl, Mary Jane. Please like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peace, my peoples. So let's talk about Marriage Boot Camp Reality TV Stars Season 9, Episode 4, Single and Ready to Mingle. So we get to Asifa, Megan, and Amina, and basically they're sitting down on the couch and they're talking. They're trying to ask Amina, what's going on with you and Peter? What can Peter do to actually turn you off? What can Peter do to actually have you never talk to him again? And there is nothing to answer that question, because there's nothing Peter can do, because he has done it all. He done had a baby on her. He done been with another woman and continues to be with that woman and live with that woman. And after they got married, their honeymoon, he spent it with Tyra. So there's actually nothing that Peter can do to actually get Amina to actually walk away. And Asifa was like, yo, like, how can you sleep with Peter? How can you be with Peter after you know that he's sleeping with somebody else? Well, that does not bother Amina, because she's been dealing with it for years and she has became accustomed to the situation. And Asa was like, I can't do that. Yes, we know you can't do that, Asifa, because you keep going on about this woman at the gym. And everyone's tired of hearing about this woman at the gym. Bobby, please tell her about the woman at the gym and the phone number so we can move on. So we can get to some other issues that you guys might have with commitment, getting married, and having kids before Asifa time clock runs out. So Megan, she goes to talk to people to see if there's anything that he can do to actually turn off a meeting. He's like, he's really like, no, there's really nothing. I done did it all already. But what she can do, she can turn me off and I will never talk to her again if she's with another man or she gets a phone number from another man. And she did at one point in time, and I really hurt him so much. So basically, Peter has a jealous streak and he likes to have his cake and eat it too. And he's been having his cake and eat it too. And so then that's exactly what Bobby throws up, that Peter is content with his cake and eating it too, and he has double standards. But it's okay for him to cheat, but it's not okay for Amina to cheat. That's the situation. And then that's when Asifa, she jumps into the conversation at the kitchen table in the morning and says, hey, listen, what about you, Bobby? You give really good advice, but what about that girl at the gym? What about that number you got? And Bobby was just like, I'm too through, and everybody at the table is too through hearing about this number at the gym, because Peter done already told them to switch gyms. But that's not going to happen. So we get to Julia and we get to JJ, and basically Julia is just saying that she doesn't want to talk to any of the other housemates or the couples about her situation with JJ in the letter, because she doesn't want their advice and she doesn't want them poking a finger, because basically she doesn't want them to make her realize that she's probably in a bad relationship and is going nowhere to point out JJ's faults, because she wants to believe that JJ wants to be with her. But also part of her believes that he doesn't, because he doesn't like the way she looks, the way she carries herself. And JJ also says that he might trade her up for a younger girl. And he also thinks that she's going to gain weight because she has a problem with maintaining her weight. And he doesn't like the gooky eyeshadow or makeup or eyeliner or mascara that she uses, because it's too much. And he also says that her hair is greasy. So he's very, he nitpicks a lot. So maybe Julia is not for him. And they only been together for 3 months. And you're going to tell me you can't tell her that, the way that her appearance looks bad? Because before I go out, please tell me if I don't look good, if I look bad, especially if we're out on a date, because I want to look good. I want you to be attracted to me. So I guess JJ wants to keep secrets and he doesn't want to tell the truth or tell her he honestly feels. So we get to that situation. I'm just like, yo, what's going on? And Bobby, he's in his confessionals with, his girlfriend, Asifa, ex-wife, and actually says that, Amina doesn't want to let Peter go because he be laying it down in the bed. She doesn't want to let that go. She doesn't want to let that good go. And that's what it is. Then Asifa is just like, well, I wouldn't be willing to give him a second chance. Well, Asifa, you have gave Bobby a second chance. I don't know what he did with the girl's number at the gym, whoever else he's sleeping with, but it's just like, you won't let it go. Bobby, just please tell her about the girl at the gym. It'll be good for us. And then Amina says in her confessional that she doesn't feel like that she's stupid or anything like that, because she goes, when you're in love, and that's just how it is. So Basically, Amina wants to make excuses for herself. The reason why she keeps going back and forth with Peter, even though Peter is her husband and she does have his daughters, but she is also allowing him to still be with Tara and have a relationship with Tara and still live with Tara. And she doesn't feel like she's stupid at the time because it's just love. So sometimes it takes people time to realize that they really made a mistake, that they really effed up their life, that they really are not going anywhere in their relationship. But at this time and point, she's not ready to just keep breaking up with him and getting back together. She just wants to see what's going to happen with the relationship, and ultimately she's going to realize that she actually made a mistake, but she's not ready. Sometimes it takes a person when they're ready to actually, when they wake up in the morning, they look at their partner and they be like, you know what, I don't know you anymore. I don't want nothing to do with you. And that's what Amina is going to have to experience. And that happens to a lot of people, where one moment you wake up in the morning or you see your partner and you be like, I don't love this person. Who is this person? And Amina has to get to that level right now, because right now she just identifies with Peter and the mistreatment that she is enduring, but she's allowing it to be there, and she feels like she has no other choice, that she feels like this is all she can get. And maybe she does have a lot of self-esteem issues. So we'll see what happens with that situation. So Megan goes to Peter and was like, is there anything that you can do that Amina would, like, you know, turn her back on you, won't be with you? He was like, no, but you know what she can do? She can cheat on me or mess with another guy, and then I'll turn my back on her, basically. Then Asifa, she jumps in and she talks about, you know, Bobby and his number. It's just like, okay, you got to let it go. If you don't get it together, you got to let it go, by Keisha Cole, Mary J, I believe, and Missy Elliott. You got to get it together. If he don't love you like the way he's supposed to love you, let him go. And so now we get to the exercise, and the exercise is actually, you know, the bigger picture, where all these people, all the couples have to get together, put a puzzle together, and basically find out the pieces that are missing in that puzzle. Because if their needs are not fulfilled, that they're going to go somewhere and find somebody else. And I think the worst puzzle was, you know, Asifa, Caitlin, and Javi, like the worst puzzle pieces missing. It was crazy that Peter and Amina had more puzzle pieces than anybody, and also, you know, Julia and JJ had more puzzle pieces together than any of the other relationships, and they only been together for 3 months. So basically they have to flip the puzzle pieces over and see like how much they are missing from their relationship. And, you know, Peter and Amina, they get into it, and basically Dr. Ish, he goes over there, and, you know, Amina is talking about, you know, commitment, like, you know, the biggest thing with their relationship is commitment. Like, he's not willing to commit to her, and she doesn't believe that he's ever going to change, he's ever going to do anything different. Then why are you still with him? Why are you still going on with this shenanigans with Peter if you don't believe he's going to ever change? That's part of you that wants him to change. That's part of you that believes that he might change, but then that's the other part that believes that he's never is going to change, which is reality. And because Peter has never been faithful to anybody he's ever been in a relationship with, and he has said it over and over and over. And he has also confessed his love for Tyra over and over and over in front of you, Amina, and said that he only married you for you to get your green card, which, you know, we don't know if that's true or not. But, you know, Dr. Ish was like, if you feel that way, then why are you here? Why are you trying to work things out if you feel like he's never going to change? So you're not going to even give him the benefit of the doubt. So why waste your time? And that's when Peter was like, just have faith in me. Have faith in me. Have faith. You know, Peter, nobody has faith in you but you yourself. And that's it. And so, you know, Dr. Ish was like, if you're unwilling to think that he's going to be committed to you, then leave. You're like, why are you here? Stop wasting our time. And then Asifa, she's telling Bobby that, you know, basically she wants to hear about this other girl, and she also wants to hear about the number, the situation, and their trust. Like, he doesn't tell her things. He's not honest with her. So that's like a big issue between them two. And this girl at the gym probably don't even exist. She probably don't even talk to Bobby anymore. But the way that Asifa keeps bringing up this girl in the gym, it's going to push him towards the girl in the gym if they do have any type of communication, because she's so jealous of this girl. Just like Peter is saying, like, Tyra, like Peter says to Amina that you're so jealous of Tyra, like, let it be. And so Peter was like, you know, just come back to New York. And she was like, no, I stand up and I stand tall, and I moved to LA to get away from you. And Peter was like, just bring my kids back. It almost seems like Peter just really wants his kids back and and New York. And he can either deal with Amina or not. It really doesn't matter because he knows she's always going to be there. But it's a difficult thing having his kids away from him. If they was in New York, then he can keep an eye on them or whatever. Then he also can keep an eye on Amina. But he'll still be with Tyra and living with Tyra and throwing the Tyra relationship up in Amina's face. So it's up to her to continue to deal with the situation if she wants to or not. So it's just like whatever. And so she was just like, Peter, wasn't I strong by moving to LA and trying to get away from you? Yes, you was, Amina. Because Mina, your biggest thing was trying to get away from trying to break the cycle of Peter going back and forth between you and Tyra. So you thought that moving to LA was actually going to have Peter come and chase after you and move to LA with you, but it didn't work. It didn't happen. So that fairy tale that you had that Peter was going to come and live with you and stay with you in LA didn't happen. So now you're still having sex with him. You're still putting up with him because everybody in the house knows that you guys are still having sex. You're still doing this and that. So Peter really doesn't have to do much to keep you entertained, basically. Like he said, he likes you because you're naive, but he can either deal with you or not deal with you, because it seems like he really wants Tyra more. But you have the door open for him to come in. You laid out the red carpet for Peter, so he's just, hey, let me just walk through this red carpet. And so we also see Peter calling. He called, Tyra this episode. Last episode, he called Tyra. So it's just like whatever. And so and Peter was like, yeah, you're really strong for going to LA. And she was like, so if I come back to New York, then I'll be weak. You'll be weak. You can come back to New York. You can go anywhere you want to go to. You just got to keep your leg closed and move on and realize that Peter is not the one for you. And you have to build up your self-esteem and your values. And it was so crazy to see that, Asifa said, in her confessionals with Bobby that, hey, listen, I can teach Amina pride. I can teach Amina confidence. But, and she also said that Amina thinks that she's in a rap video, whatever. But Asifa, you don't have confidence and you don't have pride in yourself, because you had confidence. You wouldn't be worried about this girl at the gym 24/7, 7 days a week, talking about this girl at the gym, bringing her up her all the time. And if you had pride in yourself, you wouldn't be putting up with Bobby that disses you and disrespects you and always says that he can deal without you and that he can leave you, he'll be all right, and he breaks up with you 24/7. So if you had pride in yourself, you wouldn't take that type of militia abuse from Bobby. So miss me with that, Asifa. So anyways, and Bobby is like, Asifa, just shut up, please. I don't want to hear about the gym. I don't want to hear about anything else. So the couples that flip over their puzzle and they realize that they have a lot missing. And it seems like they have a lot to work on. And it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to get through everything that they need to work on in this episode. But next episode is supposed to be pumping. It's supposed to be on point. So anyways, Peter just really wants his kids back in New York. So it'll be much easier for him to see them. But that could be an excuse where he really just wants Amina back in New York. But I don't know. It just seems like Amina is here or there for him. And, JJ and, Julia do have a lot of puzzle pieces missing as well, and it's just sad. And then Asifa and Bobby, they have a lot of pieces missing as well. Basically, they have the worst, because it's like Bobby's not even in the picture. It's like the person that's in the picture is Asifa, because Asifa is trying to hold the relationship together, trying to keep the relationship together. She's trying to keep everything going together in their relationships. And it's just like, Bobby's not really doing too much. And she said it over and over, even in the last episode when she was carrying all the balls and helping, Bobby carry the balls because he had a bad back. Like, she puts all her into it in the relationship. And I think that's what Bobby likes for her, that he doesn't have to put any work and he doesn't have to do anything. And and so basically JJ also says, to and his confessional that Julia might be gaining weight and all her makeup and stuff. He might just want him a younger girl, trade up for a younger girl, and he wants his freedom to hang out, and he doesn't want to lose his freedom. So it seems like JJ is just really here just to be here. He's trying to see if there's something in him that really wants to be with, Julia, but it seems like he's probably going to choose that single road, and he's had that single road because he had a bi-coastal relationship, so he don't have to really be a supportive, man in Julia's life, because they live in two different cities. And Asifa, she goes to JJ and tell JJ, hey, I want to punch you in the face, because she actually finds out what JJ wrote about Julia. And she was like, yo, that's so messed up. How can you say that? How can you do that? How can you be so superficial and all this other stuff? And Asifa feels like JJ is a closet cheater, and she might realize that Bobby is a closet cheater and don't want to be with her at all, because he's waiting for her time clock to stop ticking, and he would trade up for a younger woman as well, just like JJ will. And it's just sad. so so then now they have a new exercise, but they have to go mingle on dates with other people. So Amina, Julia, Javi, Amina, Julia, Javi, and DeAndre and Asifa actually go to a party where they're supposed to mingle and talk to new people. And basically, their couple's supposed to watch them on the other side and see how they talk to other people. Megan is very upset. She calls out DeAndre, saying DeAndre's girl that he's talking to looks like a poodle. I don't know if she looks like a poodle because she's wearing her natural hair and she doesn't have a slight bald spot on the side of her head where her part is. So if you guys look at the slideshow, you'll see that Megan has a little bald spot going on while she's hating on this girl that's actually probably wearing her natural, or that could be a weave. I don't know, I'm not sure, but stop hating. And so actually Javi actually gives out his number, which was wrong. He shouldn't have did that if he was trying to work on his relationship with Megan. Megan gets upset. She goes out. She pops off on Javi. She pops off on DeAndre, throws water on him, embarrass him. And she's just upset that he's spreading out his business, which he shouldn't have did, because if he's actually working on his relationship and want to build something with Megan, he shouldn't, violate that trust by, making her look bad by getting another girl's phone number, even though that wasn't going to go anywhere. It's just an exercise. But she actually showed that she cared, and she had feelings for DeAndre as well, or she was embarrassed at the same damn time. But the other couples that was out there, like Amina, Julia, and Harvey, which their partners would have came out and showed some type of showed that that they cared, that they was concerned to them in front of their face, and not just sit there and watch it happen. So I guess Megan, she gets kudos for just showing her feelings, showing her emotions, that she really does like DeAndre, but he just needs to make more money. And so it is what it is with that. So Asifa, she's talking to her date, and what does she bring up on her date? She brings up Bobby getting the number at the gym. Like, come on, can you please stop with it? And DeAndre's just talking about that he needs support from his date. He needs support from Megan, and support him and support what he wants to do. And so then Peter, Peter in this episode, he calls Tyra. He stays calling Tyra, and Kaylin, she was like, oh, I'm not even worried about Javi or who he's talking to, because she ain't his type, basically. So she's like, whatever. And so she doesn't show that she really cares. And that's the thing that, I guess in the exercise, they wanted to show that if you don't give your partner that support, they can actually find it somewhere else. And believe me, people will find it somewhere else, even when they're not looking. That person just appears. And JJ feels that Julia deserves more. Of course, she just deserves more and better than you. And he just want to admit that he really doesn't want to be with Julia, so he's going to continue this dead relationship with her. And DeAndre gives his number. Megan is just mad, and it's just like crazy. Megan's upset because he's telling all his business to a stranger. Peter is upset. He's jealous. You know what I mean? Because he's just, Amina getting attention from another guy, but she's talking about their business, their relationship, and Peter calls the guy that Amina's talking to a hater, because he's just saying, hey, that's a bad thing. Like, oh my God, he got all them different kids and he's doing that. He's doing this to you. Basically, he's not a hater. He's just pointing out the truth to her. And so I think Peter is saying that actually Amina can find somebody else if she actually moves on from you, if she actually allow herself to be happy with somebody else, if she actually allow herself to feel that she can go out on dates, she can be with somebody else, because obviously, Peter, you're with other women, and that's just what it is. And you're with Tyra. So But Megan was wrong for throwing the water on DeAndre and doing that, because that shows you how she literally thinks that he's a little person, that she can literally disrespect him. She can literally do that to him and he's supposed to accept it and not respond to it, and how she has no respect for him, and how DeAndre is going to find a woman that's going to respect him and support him and communicate with him well. And Megan will be out looking for more basketball players and more rappers to get in a relationship with, which won't allow her to treat them like the way she treats DeAndre. So it is what it is. So basically, all the couples get up and they talk about what they're missing. They're missing understanding. They're missing, commitment. They're missing priority. They're missing so much in their relationship. Basically, they're missing it all in their relationship. And basically, it's just showing the other partner if you're not willing to give your partners this, they're gonna find it somewhere else. And it can just happen. They don't have to be looking for it, but it'll come and find you. What you want sometimes come and find you, baby. I want to find you, and take it slow. So anyways, so basically that's really it. And it's just like, the tables turned, they got all this crazy stuff going on. And basically, all the couples get together and they talk about the situation with Bobby and Asifa, about Asifa, if Bobby actually tells you what's going on in the relationship with the girl in the gym and the number, that would you actually let it go? Because they're actually tired of hearing about it. And then so Asifa suggests I will, but Bobby refused to talk about it. Bobby's not trying to give her no play. And Peter is still trying to hook up with Tyra to let her know that nothing's going on, but she's gonna see this, but she's gonna be with him anyway, and Amina's gonna be with him anyway. So hopefully Javi and Kayla can work things out and have a better relationship. So we get to the evaluation with Judge Tola. She comes in and she's just like, we know Peter's a dog. Peter ain't no good, and you chose him. But you gotta have to make a decision, girl. And Peter, come on, you gotta do something with yourself too. Like, it's like, how can you keep doing this to her? Like, make a decision, make a choice. Why keep straddling this woman along? Like, damn, Peter. Like, we know Peter's a dog. We know he's gonna go back and forth. But one person has to say no. One person has to stand up to Peter, say, we're not gonna allow this to happen anymore. And actually, then Judge Tola, she talks about Kaylin and Javi relationship. Kaylin, like I was telling you guys last episode, that Kayla's just so mean. But and Judge Tola says, if you would just cool down and you just be soft, if you just be sweet to Javi, you might get a different response. You might get what you want and things will change. But you have to be more caring, more loving. You're a mother. Like, you don't have any loving skills, no supportive skills. You know what I'm saying? And so Judge Tola was like, Javi, and she actually responded to you in a loving, soft way. How would you take it? And I was like, I don't know. I've never seen that. That's damn sad. So that means that they do have a lot to work on, because they haven't explored different aspects of each other and different aspects of their personality that can actually be beneficial to both of them. So we'll see what happens with that. So then, Judge Tola actually moves on to, Asifa and, Bobby, like, let it go, Asifa, let it go. If he don't love you, let it go. If he can't get it together, let it go. Because damn, girl, you just, like, every second, every 2 minutes, even after this evaluation, you talk about Bobby and this girl at the gym and the number. You talk about the sushi bar and this girl at the sushi bar, this and that. Like, let it go. Like, and then also, Judge Tola says to Bobby, like, tell her, like, you haven't really communicated where it was satisfaction or satisfying to, Asifa, where she actually understood everything and she actually got it. So are you doing this on purpose, Bobby, by not communicating the facts and the things that she want to know, because you don't want to tell her, to keep her guessing, to keep her strolling on, to keep that, that carrot in front of the rabbit's mouth? Like, whoa. It's just like, and then Bobby's just like, we both got baggage, maybe we need to move on and find somebody else that doesn't have baggage. Like, he's ready to let her go, or he's just ready to keep stringing her along. That's what it seems like. And it's just like you keep punishing yourself. And so, it's just crazy. And I guess with, what's her name? Megan and DeAndre, if DeAndre would just speak up for himself and actually have, fire under his belt to do whatever he want to do. If it's having his own company as a personal trainer, actually owning his own gym, to make money. He doesn't have to be a multi-millionaire, but also Megan has to control her anger and actually treat him like a man that he's actually respectable for their relationship to go on. And JJ needs to just totally be honest with Julia, and Julia needs to totally be honest with herself that this man probably don't want to be with her, and he probably don't really like her that way. And it's only 3 months and you guys are going through all this. It might as well say goodbye, but I know you guys gonna drag this on. So Asa also brings up the gym and the number again. So anyways, Peter's on the phone with Tara. So anyways, please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Be greatly appreciated. It seems like next episode is going to be popping. So we'll see why Javi is going to run for the border. Peace. I'm out.